Good evening. My name is Orlena Watley, and I am the principal of Dr. Samuel A. Mudd Elementary School. I am your master of ceremonies for this evening's rededication of our new school building. To begin our program, we are pleased to have the Thomas Stone High School Color Guard here to present the colors. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by 5th grader Janiyah Stockton. We ask that you remain standing until the Pledge of Allegiance is complete. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. We would like to thank the Thomas Stone JROTC Color Guard and Janiyah for opening the ceremony. I would now like to ask 5th grader Camden Taylor to come forward to recite the Dr. Mudd Student Pledge. Mr. Camden. The me I see is the me I'll be. As a leader at Dr. Mudd, I will uphold the 3 R's. To be respectful, responsible, and ready to learn. I will do my best each day, and I will show the leader in me.
Now, please enjoy a musical performance from our Dr. Mudd 3rd grade students directed by our vocal music teacher, Miss Van Bryant.
Summer's over, the leaves are falling. It's getting cold. I've got a new lunchbox and new set of fingers. I'm good as gold. I'm off to the place where I can write down and have fun all day. I can learn about trees and magazines, leaves, even diagrams and things you say. And in school, you can do lots of things in school. You can practice the golden rule. The future helps
thank you to Janaya and Camden for helping start our ceremony. These students are only two of our dynamic dragons we have here at Dr. Mudd. And thank you to our music teacher, Mrs. Rebecca Van Brunt, and our third grade students for that amazing performance. They are just a small example of the talent we have here at Dr. Mudd Elementary School. It is a pleasure to have all of you here this evening at our official rededication ceremony of Dr. Mudd Elementary School. In July 2017, I was appointed principal at Dr. Mudd. Renovation plans were in full swing, and I quickly adapted to working with my staff to relocate our entire school. Supplies, desks, chairs, books. If you see it in a school, we moved it to the newly built transition school. The transition school became our home for 2 years, and we made absolute best of it. Our Dr. Mudd Dragons handled the change like champs. Over the past 2 years, I watched Dr. Mudd evolve from a school with dusty floors and construction traffic to the house of learning it is today. And we, the Dr. Mudd team, handled this move as a family. The vision of this amazing building was transformed into a reality of classrooms full of cutting-edge technology to aid teachers and providing our students with top-notch instruction, as well as unique color-coded designs that represent all of our wonderful students. We also now have a separate cafeteria and gymnasium, and I know many of our students are excited about that. This new building allowed our students to enjoy meals and have a separate gymnasium where our kids can shoot hoops, climb a rock wall, or use the large space to run laps, as Mr. Makel says. And they are what make me most proud of Dr. Mudd, our students. I often tell them when they are going out in the community or when we have guests to just show respect and have that dragon pride. You'll see a lot of that school pride and talent as we move through tonight's program. Please join me in welcoming our chairman of the Board of Education of Charles County Public Schools, Mrs. Virginia McGraw, who will bring greetings from the board. Mrs. McGraw.
Thank you, Mrs. Watley, and I do bring greetings on behalf of the Charles County Board of Education this evening. And I'd like to say welcome to everyone to this rededication ceremony for Dr. Mudd Elementary School. Let me begin by saying, Ms. Watley, that you and your staff have done an outstanding job over the last few months to not only reopen your school, but to maintain a very high standard of excellence as your students excel. Today is a great occasion. Today is a celebration of a new project and completion of a successful reopening of Dr. Samuel A. Mudd Elementary School. It is a celebration that recognizes the efforts of this school community, officials and parents who have not only benefited our students, but all the residents of Charles County. It's a celebration of student and student achievement. But not only is today a great occasion, today is a very special occasion. It signifies a commitment to our children and the future of Charles County. It signifies our commitment to progress and technology as we continue to move forward into the 21st century. This new building continues our vision for quality education, equity, and opportunities for all children. The renovation of Dr. Mudd Elementary School demonstrates the willingness of not only the Board of Education, but that of all of our elected officials to commit to high-quality education for all of our students. This project took commitment by our leaders during a time when we faced overcrowding and limited funding. Our elected leaders made sure we were able to provide the very best for our students and your children. I think everyone would agree that this renovation project was long overdue and well worth the costs. Dr. Mudd now looks and feels like a brand new school. It has improved state-of-the-art classroom space, technology, and mechanical system. I think everyone would agree that Ms. Watley, her staff, and students did an amazing job handling the change to the transition school and the move back to this gorgeous space. The new building combines the best of school construction and provides a high-quality facility for learning, safety, and success. I am pleased to see many individuals here today who were involved in this project, past and present delegates, commissioners, and board members. Now that the renovation is complete and the children are in their classrooms learning, most people forget the hard decisions that were made in order to bring us to this day. We haven't forgotten, and we extend our heartfelt gratitude to each of you for always working with the Board of Education and the school system for the benefit of our students. I would especially like to recognize former board member Sharon Cornelia, who tirelessly advocated for the renovation of Dr. Mudd during her service as a board member from 1991 to 2002. Ms. Cornelia, where are you? Thank you. It also took the efforts and patience of the teachers, staff, and students of Dr. Mudd Elementary School to make this renovation complete. Academic standards are high at this school, and I thank each of you for the extra effort and sacrifices you have made over the last 2 years. Ms. Watley, on behalf of the Board of Education, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for inviting us here this evening and to share in this wonderful celebration with you and the Dr. Mudd School community. Before proceeding with our ceremony this afternoon, I would like to introduce the Board of Education Vice Chair, Ms. Latina Wilson, who will introduce other members of the Board of Education and our special guests. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Virginia McGraw, for that warm welcome. Good evening. I am Latina Wilson, Vice Chairman of the Board of Education, and we are here to celebrate a grand occasion and we have a number of special guests with us tonight. Please stand to be recognized when your name is called. I ask that the audience please hold its applause until all dignitaries have been introduced. At this time, I would like to recognize my fellow board members here this evening. Chairman Virginia McGraw, board members Tajala Battle Lockhart, Elizabeth Brown, David Hancock, and Michael Lucas. And of course, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Kimberly Hill. Also joining us this evening are Senator Arthur Ellis, County Commissioner Thomasina Coates, County Commissioner Amanda Stewart, Charles County Sheriff Troy Berry, Assistant Superintendent of Supporting Services Michael Heim, Assistant Superintendent of Fiscal Services Randy Sotomayor, and members of the Superintendent's Operations Group. Again, give them a... Thank you for coming to help us celebrate the rededication of Dr. Samuel A. Mudd Elementary School. The Board of Education and the school system appreciates the support and cooperation that we receive from each of you. Now, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Kimberly Hill, will present an overview of Dr. Samuel A. Mudd Elementary School and the vision that brought us here today. Dr. Hill.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson, and thank all of you for joining us in this celebration of the reopening of the brand new Dr. Mudd Elementary School. Dr. Mudd first opened its doors in 1967 as a 47,000 square foot building. The school was named for Dr. Samuel Mudd, a Charles County doctor who practiced medicine during the 1860s. According to documents found in a time capsule discovered in the original building, the cost to build the original school totaled nearly $1 million. The original project overview included the indoor courtyard areas, the large multi-purpose room, a central library, and an activities classroom. In 1967, Milton M. Summers was a Board of Education member, Bruce Jenkins was superintendent, and H. Fred Berry was the first principal here at Dr. Mudd. So let's fast forward to June of 2017. The Dr. Mudd School building was in need of a complete renovation. The mechanical and electrical systems were beyond their useful lifespan, and the learning spaces no longer met current educational program requirements. The Judy Center needed a dedicated space to support community programs. Students needed a separate gymnasium, upgraded technology, and improved classroom space. Teachers and staff needed a school building that could support their work in providing the best opportunities available for our students. During the renovation of Dr. Mudd Elementary, students and staff moved to a transition school that included 32 classrooms, office space, and a combined gym and cafeteria. For 2 years, Dr. Mudd, you coming on up, Mr. Jones? Thank you, that's all right. For 2 years, Dr. Mudd students, most of whom walked to school, were bused to the transition school, located about 10 miles from here. Ms. Watley and her team worked closely with Mr. Heim and his team to purge items that were no longer needed. And Mudd staff, we know that's difficult to throw away some of those things that you didn't want to move on to, and to move what was needed to the transition building. The new Dr. Mudd was completed this summer, and when students walked in on the first day of school, they were ecstatic, weren't you? Yes. So were your teachers. Not only does the inside of the building look completely different, but the outside of the building is modern, inviting, and features lots of windows to let in natural light. The architect team from Smolin, EMR, and Ilkovich had a vision of incorporating a color scheme students could identify by grade level. The general contractor, Scheibel Construction, made that vision a reality. I hope you'll take a tour at the end of the ceremony to see these changes for yourself. The stripes on the floor and the stained glass windows of the same color lead students to classroom areas that feature collaborative spaces for group learning. You'll also see flexible seating options to help students focus, as well as Ms. Watley mentioned, the now separate cafeteria and gymnasium. So that original 47,000 square foot building, how much did it cost in 1967? Very good. Has now almost doubled in size to 76,819 square feet of space, and the cost was almost $24 million to renovate and bring this new building to your community. Dr. Mudd Elementary School now has technology, structural design, and learning space to meet the needs of our students. But as you know, brick and mortar are not enough to make an educational program excellent. It's the teachers, the staff, and the children who make a school. I'd like to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of our staff, including Assistant Superintendent of Supporting Services, Michael Heim, his team, and other members of our executive team who worked so hard to get us to where we are tonight. I'd also like to thank Principal Watley, Vice Principal Hawkins, and all of the Dr. Mudd staff, students, and parents for working with us through this renovation project. Moving a school to an alternate location, settling into that location, and then moving back to a new building takes a lot of teamwork and a lot of patience. Here's the most important part. During all of this movement, all of this disruption and distraction, the Dr. Mudd staff never took its eye off the ball of outstanding instruction. Student achievement at Dr. Mudd showed positive growth over the past 2 years. And that applause is well deserved, but I wanted to stop clapping to let Ms. Watley hear this part. We expect that trajectory to continue in this new environment. This building is a lasting legacy to our community's commitment to doing what's right for the children of Charles County. Ms. Watley, thank you for your leadership, and I want to turn the program now back over to you.
I won't veer off, but I am super excited and super proud of the students. I tell them all the time, this is not in the script, but it is hard work. And I want you to know that these students had grit, the staff had grit, they persevered, because we wanted to make sure that we knew that when we came back, that we were leaving a legacy of excellence, and they wanted others to follow in that footstep. And so Dr. Hill, and we've already told our students, we won't go back. We'll continue to keep our eyes on that prize. Thank you, Mrs. McGraw and Ms. Wilson and Dr. Hill. The students and staff of Dr. Mudd and throughout Charles County Public Schools appreciate your daily commitment to excellence to our academic programs for our children. Please now welcome members of our first grade classes who want to share with you why they like school. Thank you to our first graders for that outstanding performance, Ms. Van Brunt. Charles County is so fortunate to have the support of local and state officials in our efforts to renovate and expand Dr. Mudd Elementary School. Some of our strongest supporters are here tonight to make special presentations to our school. This evening, I have the pleasure of first introducing Maryland Senator Arthur Ellis. Senator Ellis, please join us on stage for a presentation, and accepting the citation on behalf of Dr. Mudd is our very own fifth grader, Cameron Briscoe.
Thank you, Principal Watt. Thank you, everyone. Boys and girls, I want to have a little conversation with you. 50 years ago, a long time ago, I was sitting where you are now, right? In elementary school. But I was in a place far, far away, a place called Jamaica, country area of Jamaica, out in the Caribbean. And our school back then didn't have the resources we have. Poor area, we had no air conditioning, so it was really hot. Didn't have the equipment, didn't have the books. We had probably 15 books in the library back then. But you know what? We had teachers who loved us, and they taught us. We respected our teachers, and we did everything they told us to do. And I tell you right now that you have teachers that want you to do very best, right? We want to just thank all the school board members, thank the superintendent and all the staff for loving you also to help make you move back into this beautiful building. And so, as your state senator, I'm here to do whatever it takes to make sure your teachers and your staff people do a great job. We have a commitment in the state of Maryland to bring more money back to our schools, to pay teachers more because they deserve more. And so that's a challenge we have for this year, to increase the starting pay for teachers to a minimum in Maryland of $60,000. And we really are determined to do that. And we have different formulas right now that our folks are meeting to try to figure out how to do that. And so we're determined as the Senate and delegates in Maryland to make sure this happens. So we're here for you. We want to make sure that you succeed. And one thing I ask of you is to also dream big, right? To dream big to make sure you succeed. And you can dream big by doing small things, by making sure you read something from a book every day. Even if it's 5 minutes, read something on your own every day. So what's the key for you to succeed, to do your part, is to read. So I want to hear you say, what's your key to help you succeed? Read. Thank you very much. So I have a citation from the Maryland General Assembly. This is what it looks like. And present it to what's your name? Cameron? Cameron? This is for you and your fellow students. It says, the Maryland General Assembly official citation. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to in recognition of this newly renovated state-of-the-art facility that has been revitalized to teach and serve the children of Charles County.
Presented on this 10th day of October 2022 by Senator
Arthur Ellis, my hand raised. Your Senator, Legislative District 28. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Ellis, for helping us to celebrate our school and taking time out of your schedule to join us. Delegate Edith Patterson was unexpectedly unable to join us this evening. However, she sent us a citation on behalf of the Southern Maryland delegation. Accepting the citation on behalf of Dr. Mudd is 5th grader Angelina Carter. On behalf of the Maryland General Assembly, the official citation, be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Dr. Samuel A. Mudd Elementary School in recognition of your rededication and expansion of the learning space for students at Dr. Mudd Elementary School, increasing the quality and equity of education available for Dr. Mudd's 600 students. Presented on this 10th day of October 2019, on behalf of the Charles County House Delegation, Delegate Edith J. Patterson, Chair. We appreciate our local delegation's support of public education. Also joining us tonight are Charles County Commissioners Gilbert Bowling, Thomasina Coates, and Amanda Stewart. I'm sorry, Mr. Bowling is not able to be here. They will now join us on stage to present a county citation on behalf of our county commissioners. Accepting the citation on behalf of Dr. Mudd is 4th grader Lila Yates.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amanda Stewart. I have the honor of serving as your county commissioner. I'm joined this evening with my colleague, Thomasina Coates. Before I read the citation, we do have official citations from the county, but I just want to say that in 2015, I had a dream, and this far exceeds the dream. As a new commissioner, one of the very first reports I received was a report from the school board. And it was a detailed report. It had all the schools in the county listed from number 1, the school that needed the most renovation, the most redoing, to the very best school. And the number 1 school on that list was elementary school. And I had a dream to take the school down to the studs and to redo it. We don't call it new construction, but you can't get closer to new construction than this building. So I'm very proud to be able to have a vision and then to see these doors open to our boys and girls. Before we read the official citation,
I just have a few words. It was only about a few months ago that I walked through this building under construction with blocks and concrete floors. I then wondered, I'm just wondering, what is this building going to look like? I would love to be here when the time after completion and renovation and now the rededication. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'd love to take the tour, and I will take the tour. I'm excited. Are you excited, students? Yes. Thank you very much.
So the official citation reads as follows. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest appreciation is offered to Dr. Samuel A. Mudd Elementary School. Dr. Samuel Mudd Elementary School, located in Waldorf, Maryland, opened its doors to students in the fall of 1967. After more than 50 years of service, the school closed its doors for business to take on a complete renovation with additions. We share the pride and excitement for the future success of your students and have every confidence that you will fulfill your mission to provide an academically challenging, quality education that will exceed all assessment measures. The Charles County Commissioners extend sincere appreciation to teachers, staff, and parents for their continued commitment to provide the best education to our students. Presented on this day, the 10th day of October 2019, signed by your Charles County Commissioners, Reuben Collins, Bobby Rucci, Gilbert Bowling, Thomasina Coates, and myself, Amanda Stewart. Congratulations again. It takes a monumental team effort to plan, design, build, and open a completely renovated school. It takes the school and community working together to be successful. I could not have asked for a better staff to help move us from the former school building to the transition school and back to a newly renovated building. The Dr. Mudd staff is amazing, and I am so thankful for each member of my team. I ask that all Dr. Mudd staff members stand and be recognized at this time. Many of them are already standing. I am so appreciative of all you do each day for our students and for the support you have of each other and what you have offered to me. The staff here is phenomenal and the cornerstone of our successful opening. I also want to thank each of the parents who work with us to help our students succeed. One very special person to me and to all principals is my vice principal of the school. Dr. Mudd's vice principal, Mrs. Nicole Hawkins, is by my side each day. I almost think we're conjoined twins. Because you see her, you see me, we color coordinate. You know, we keep the students surprised every day. But Ms. Hawkins is by my side each day, helping with the day-to-day operations. And each day I have to pass many things off to her so that together we make sure our school is running smoothly and safely. So like every day, Ms. Hawkins, I am passing one of my jobs, the Master of Ceremonies, now to you, Ms. Hawkins, to keep our program moving forward.
Thank you, Ms. Watley. It has been an absolute pleasure working under you and momentous amounts of items day to day. So as you mentioned at the beginning and with the theme of our school, we came in here ready for battle. As you have heard throughout this evening, this school would not be possible without the hard work of many. One tradition of a Charles County Public Schools dedication, or rededication in our case, is a key passing ceremony. A school key symbolizes more than a means to unlock the front door. It is also a key to knowledge and good scholarship. You learned this evening about the many people involved in the renovation plans for Dr. Samuel A. Mudd Elementary School. That involvement did not end when the school reopened. Most likely you have heard the phrase that it takes a village to raise a child. And we believe that it does take everyone working together to ensure that all children reach their highest potential. It takes all of us, administrators, principals, teachers, students, parents, business partners, elected officials, and community members to ensure that we offer the very best. We want to offer the best educational opportunities for all of our students. Take a good look around, not only at Dr. Mudd, but at all of our schools, and you will see thousands of people working hard each day to make Charles County Public Schools the best it can be for students. At this time, I would like to invite Ron Ilkovich, Principal in Charge, Architect of Record and Project Oversight with Smolin EMR and Ilkovich Architects, Neil McKinney, Project Manager, Scheibel Construction, and David Clements, Supervisor of Planning and Construction for Charles County Public Schools, to come forward to make the key presentation. Accepting the key, and I ask that you please come forward and line up in the order in which I call your name from left to right on stage, are Senator Arthur Ellis, Commissioner Amanda Stewart, Mrs. Virginia McGraw, Dr. Kimberly A. Hill, Mr. Wesley Gunto, Mrs. Orlina Watling, Mrs. Leah Hallman, Mrs. Norma Williams, Nelly Hernandez Gutierrez, Maggie Malone, Maruk Raja, Tyson Wallace, Mrs. Lizelle Rory, Mrs. Valerie Lott, and Mr. Leland Burns. We would also like to call Mrs. Deepa Patel up to the end. Presenting the key are Ron Ilkovich, Neil McKinney, and David Clement. Mr. Ilkovich represents the architectural firm that took our vision and designed the building around it. And Mr. McKinney is the project manager from Scheibel Construction, the builder. Both firms worked closely with our supporting services division, which oversees the construction, renovation, and maintenance of all of our schools. Representing the Charles Colony Public Schools Supporting Service Division is Mr. Clement, who will now pass the key on to Senator Ellis. Senator Ellis represents the Southern Maryland delegation and the importance of all of our politicians who support funding and education for children. Senator Ellis now passes the key to Commissioner Amanda Stewart, who represents the commitment of the Charles County government to education and the renovation of outdated school buildings to provide our students with the best learning spaces possible. Commissioner Stewart passes the key to the Board of Education Chairman, Virginia McGraw. It took a leap of faith and confidence from our Board of Education to move forward with a project of this magnitude and to work with the state and county for funding. Mrs. McGraw accepts the key on behalf of all the Board of Education members, past and present. She passes the key to Superintendent Dr. Kimberly Hill. Dr. Hill accepts the key on behalf of the school system. It was Dr. Hill's leadership, guidance, and vision that moved the renovation of Dr. Mudd from an idea to a reality. Someone who helped make that idea into a reality is Mr. Gunto, a project manager with Charles County Public Schools. And for the past 2 years, we have seen Mr. Gunto, talked with Mr. Gunto, or met with Mr. Gunto about our renovation. He was essential to helping us navigate this process. But as Dr. Hill often says, it is the principal who is ultimately in charge of each school. Mrs. Watley moved from Eva Turner School to Dr. Mudd in July of 2017 and led our staff and students through the renovation. Mr. Gunto now passes the key to Mrs. Watley. As we renovate and construct buildings to house students, we must never lose perspective that it is the instructional program, the quality of teachers, and what the students learn each day that is most important to our school system. We thank Ms. Watley and all of our teachers and staff at Dr. Mudd who are at the forefront of your children's education each day and who ensure that our students receive a quality education. It takes dedicated employees, teachers, secretaries, food service workers, building service workers, specialists, and assistants working as one to make a school run. Mrs. Watley is passing the key to one of our most valuable staff members, Mrs. Leah Hallman. Mrs. Hallman has supported Dr. Mudd for several years, first as a parent volunteer and now as a staff member. She has been part of our school community for 21 years. Ms. Hallman passes the key to Ms. Norma Williams, one of our current pre-kindergarten teachers. Mrs. Williams represents the teacher with the longest career history at Dr. Mudd, with 23 years in our school. Mrs. Williams now passes the key to some of our students. Nellie Hernandez Gutierrez, Maggie Malone, Maruk Raja, and Tyson Wallace. These students are just some examples of the dynamic Dr. Mudd Dragons who walk these halls each day. We pride ourselves on the support of our parents. Education begins at home, and it is important that we have a strong partnership between home and school. Accepting the key from Tyson is one of our outstanding parent supporters, Mrs. Lizelle Rory. Mrs. Rory passes the key to our superstar parent-teacher organization president, Mrs. Valerie Lott. Mrs. Lott now passes the key to Mr. Leland Burns, the building service assistant manager. Mr. Burns and his staff make sure the building is ready and doors are open each morning for learning. Mr. Burns now passes the key to our final ceremony participant, Mrs. Deepa Patel. Mrs. Patel has been instrumental in the renovation of the school building and has helped guide us through the transition. We could not have done this without her assistance. And we're pausing for some photo opportunities. Thank you all for participating in our key passing ceremony. You may please return to your seats. And I will pass it back to Ms. Watley.
Before we close our rededication ceremony, I would like for our parents who are here tonight to please stand. While we couldn't get all of you on the stage, we would be remiss to not acknowledge you for your partnership, for your commitment to wanting to partner with the school to do everything we do for our children, because this village is strong. And we want to thank you for coming out and showing our students how committed we are to their education. We tell them every day, boys and girls, every second of every minute of every hour of every day, at Dr. Mudd, we strive to be what? That means recognize citizenship, behavior, effort in everything we do. But most importantly, we know that we can't take this day back, because an education will take us where? College, military, trade school, technical college, community college, the workforce. We don't stop at anything. We know that an education will help them have choices, and we share those choices with them every day during announcements. So thank you, parents, for supporting our hope and our dreams for our children as they continue to make great strides at Dr. Mudd. So thank you for coming out tonight. Now, before we close our rededication ceremony, our fourth graders will now sing Education Rocks as our final performance.
What we learn and what we know will make what we become. There's nothing to learn to gain in life by acting like we're dumb. We have our minds, we have the right to know. We're smart and wise, our knowledge makes us grow. We talk the talks, we walk the
to our wonderful fourth graders for that fabulous performance. And thank you for attending today and showing your support for Charles County Public Schools and Dr. Samuel A. Mudd Elementary School. We invite everyone to enjoy light refreshments in the lobby area. If you would like a tour of the building, please look for our student ambassadors who will gladly show you around the school. Thank you again for coming and for your support of Dr. Mudd Elementary School, home of the dynamic Dragons. Have a wonderful evening and thank you again.